Steve, Alex K fighting out of Impact Gym in Bristol. And this is our first time coming in here to Gloucester. And one of the things I've noticed about looking through our card here, we got some old school gyms. And I think with MMA, often we think about there's always a new gym and the sport's so young. But we got some classic martial arts gyms. And I know that Impact Gym has been around since 1984 and was formerly a Japanese jiu-jitsu gym that's evolved with the time and evolved with the sport.
That's the thing, you have to evolve or die, especially in this kind of a climate where you're going to want to have your fighters prove themselves inside of the squared circle that is our cage. And it's obvious that Impact Gym in Bristol has made some adjustments. It's dealt with modernity, and it's going to have its standout fighter Alex K joining us tonight to make some big waves in the 66 kilo featherweight division.
And it's interesting, this kind of background of traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu. And maybe some of our viewers aren't aware that most people now, if you jiu-jitsu, what they're referring to is Brazilian jiu-jitsu or Gracie jiu-jitsu. It's that's become the kind of most commonly used vernacular. Then we're talking about ground fighting, but Japanese jiu-jitsu, we're talking the samurai martial art. You know what to do if you lose your sword, and of course that evolved into judo, that evolved into Brazilian jiu-jitsu itself. But it's one of those, it's a great foundational martial art to go in and study all these other things and add it in.
Exactly, and it has that martial background like you alluded to, the idea of the samurai losing their sword. Everything in there is for dire consequences. Everything has a mean streak to it. And hopefully some of that Japanese style jiu-jitsu is going to come through in Alex K in a few moments' time. Lorenzo Armstrong, he comes from a very highly touted gym over there, Craig Ewer's Academy. And Mr. Ewers, well, he's got quite the background, doesn't he, Chris?
Yeah, a 5th degree black belt in judo, and then a 1st degree black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which takes years and years and years to get. And he's actually in the corner there of his fighter, Lorenzo Armstrong. And when you have coaches with so much experience and so much background, it gives you so much confidence, because they're the ones telling you you're ready. They're the ones who are going to be giving you advice, and they're going to be watching tape of your opponent and breaking it down and giving you, some tactics, strategies, combinations that you can use in that cage. And it can give you such a boost for these young fighters, having that experience of someone else to fall back on.
We got Wales versus Bristol in a few moments. I was in the locker room while Lorenzo Armstrong was warming up. He looked very mobile. He was actually watching a few technique breakdown videos on his phone there, so maybe he's just rehashing some knowledge. But interestingly, I noticed they were all kickboxing videos.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe something else. And look, he's coming in like some sort of tiger.
Yeah.
In great shape as well.
To come from a gym that's really famed for its grappling background, to come in and have a kickbox plan is quite a good strategy. When the two fighters ever look different just before they're about to fight? You got the stoic Alex K, who looks like just waiting for the bus, and then Lorenzo Armstrong looks super fired up.
Yeah, I wonder if Lorenzo Armstrong is a fan of BJ Penn, because he did that whole head slapping warm up. But he does look absolutely wired.
BJ Penn never had a body like that.
No, he certainly didn't. Touch gloves, and they just immediately step in.
In the pocket straight away for both fighters.
Both southpaws. Catches a kick, does K.
Lovely
takes him right down into the guard.
All that triangle's there already. That's those Craig Ewer's jiu-jitsu and judo right there, threatening off his back straight away. Lorenzo Armstrong to slip.
That's what happens when you throw a high kick without balance. And he drives forward again with the catch kick. K versus Armstrong. Had their frenetic moment. Maybe they'll calm down. Both trying to land left hands there.
Both looking a little kind of almost clumsy, to be honest, with the striking, Steve. It could be a little bit nerves. I think maybe we'll see him settle in, but there's not a lot of footwork. It's kind of stand in the pocket, take it in turns to throw bombs, almost Thai style.
I was going to say, very, very rigid. I really like, though, how Armstrong was throwing the kick to the open side there immediately.
Yeah.
So see him step forward, and we saw a little change in stance there from Kay, and he puts his hands down and eats a left hand for his treble.
Yeah, just there's zero footwork or head movement at the moment.
Just planting and throwing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Armstrong's head is coming up in the air every time he throws a jab out. There we go.
It's almost like they both had this.
Ooh.
Oh, big right hand!
That's going to stun him. Can he come back? And he just rushes forward.
Yeah, Alex Kay switched to orthodox and all of a sudden had so much more success than he was southpaw.
Yeah, he's owning the outside foot there. And there he gets backed up with the left hand of Lorenzo Armstrong.
Yeah, Armstrong landed big there.
They both look at each other like deer in the headlights. They both got their eyes wide, coming in. So
zero head movement, zero feints. They're loading up on everything is a big shot, just like that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a
Case
jab, Steve.
I don't. Just keep throwing those big rear hands. Big rear hands. Now we've got, Kay back into the southpaw. He lands a left hand of his own. Ooh. I like how Kay's blinking every time. He's like, ooh, that hurt. There you go. His gum shield's out. Don't stop fighting. Ooh, going to the body. Lorenzo Armstrong, very, very tactical here. Went high and then went to the body. Just trying to stalk him down.
Alex Kay's corner, pleading with him for some head movement. I think they're seeing the same thing as you and I, Steve, that both the fighters look a bit rigid.
Both heads are red. 40 seconds left in this first round. I'd like to see somebody tuck their chin a bit.
Yeah, it seems to be a who's got the toughest face competition at the moment.
I would say Armstrong's winning that one because Kay just bruises like a peach. A very delicious blonde peach. He switches back into orthodox, but he's got to own the outside foot. He's got to step his left foot onto the outside and his right hand, but there we go. Armstrong just wading in. Ooh, and he gets sat down with a right hand.
Short time.
Okay, it's all over him right now. He gets pushed back in, and he lands the right hand on the way up again. There we go. A huge knockdown there at the end of the first round. And I see all the judges' eyes are down looking at their scorecards, just trying to get are they making an 8, a 10, and an 8?
I don't think you can give an 8 off that one knockdown. I mean, Armstrong unloaded about 10 completely unanswered body shots with a big shot at the end, but then ate one on the chin. I feel like both fighters, if they land and moved, like good strikers should, they would completely change the pace of this fight. Either of them lands and then just waits to be hit back.
And another thing that you're talking about the footwork, you're talking about the lack of head movement. Those are definitely some things that come in, obviously, with more experience. But something else that's kind of troubling me is their guards, while seeming up, are just below their chins. Yeah. You haven't seen them parry or actually block anything.
Yeah.
So it's all to play for, but it's who's got the hammer in the hand.
It's especially in range, Steve. That's the thing. If you look at someone like Conor McGregor with his hands down, he's not hands down in the pocket. In the pocket, he'll have his hands up.
I don't know what Lorenzo Armstrong was doing. He was calling forth all the power from all the people on earth there into his left hand, maybe. But they're both going to have headaches tomorrow morning. Lorenzo Armstrong's talking? What's he talking?
Talking shit in between rounds.
I like that. I like that. Boom, come forward. Get the guy leaning.
Armstrong landing big.
Yeah, he does. And a short right hand there from Kay. Slapping kick up. Comes forward. He's backing him off.
They're also
He got him to shell up there.
They're also swapping techniques. We see this a lot with beginners or amateurs, Steve, where you throw a kick, so I'll throw a kick. They kind of get inspiration from each other, where you want to be listening to your corner.
Another shot to the open side. This has got to be winding Kay with every one of those shots. And we know that Armstrong dug to the body, digs to the body again. Very good tactic there from the Craig Ewers fighter.
Armstrong finished the last round on his back, looking in trouble, but he looks great so far this round.
Oh, another one. Ooh, that went right off the nose. But Armstrong just gets hit and just comes back forward. Takes a big breath, gets the bullhorns on, and comes forward with the right hand. They've both switched into orthodox now.
Yeah, I feel like they need to decide if they're left or right-handed fighters and then learn how to throw a jab. Ooh. Now, if Armstrong does that and exits, he's going to be up on the scorecards and doing damage.
He almost did. I just want to see him have his hand up in the long guard kind of position there as he exits so he doesn't eat the right hand. Ooh, he loads up well and he lands a pounding right hand. Left hook.
Great
for Kay again.
Kay's got some serious power when he does load up, and like that.
Armstrong is throwing kicks just way too close. He just steams forward. It's a perfect time to land a left hook.
Yeah, Armstrong puts so much energy into his combinations, but zero energy into his movement afterwards. Do you know what it looks like to me, Steve? It looks like when someone hits pads. I think maybe
stay there.
Yeah, it's too many pad rounds in the gym where the pad man isn't then getting movement afterwards.
It's the movement after the strikes that are so important to get you back into safety. And you see him kind of sprinting onto his punches. He's almost sprinting to catch up. Ooh, that dazed K, and the big overhand rights are coming. He's not answering him. Does Armstrong smell a finish there? He's walking him forward. And K needs to get some room. Just breathe, and then he shoots in. And this is the fight that we were looking to see from two jiu-jitsu school attendees.
Yeah, Kay's looking the more tired of the two, definitely. Armstrong easily transitions to the back.
What is it about fatigue and cowards of all men? And here he's now on the back, 2 hooks in.
40 seconds. Oh, he's turned back in. Oh,
Lovely.
Very good.
Lovely underhook work from Alex K. And now we've got a headlock position here from Lorenzo. 30 seconds remaining in this second round. Spins to the back again.
Can Armstrong get the finish from here? I mean, it's going to be so difficult. So he needs hooks. And what we mean by that is his legs around the body of K. And that will mean it's very hard for K to escape just like that. See, he's got one leg around. He's going to try and get the second.
This suits K very well because now he's taking a breather at the end of the round. He was absolutely exhausted there. I would have, as a corner, you know, recommended that Armstrong just went for the strikes now. But too late.
I think this is what Armstrong's corner were doing. Great round for Armstrong.
Very good.
It's possibly a round apiece with that that late knockdown in round 1.
I'm looking very closely at Alex K because he was a bit wobbly on his feet there, wandering over. And both men now are breathing heavy. But the difference is that Armstrong, with that kind of crazy style that he's got, he was biting down on his mouthpiece the entire time. So even though he was taking big shots, they weren't exactly wobbling his chin. We've seen Alex K, he's just like a kid in my class, Chris. He's just a mouth breather.
What is it? I won't ask which kid you're referring to. The thing I like about both these fighters is you can see so much potential. They both have great power. They seemingly both have great grappling from the little bit we've seen, and takedown defense, and the shot was great, and the sprawl was great. All the punches are actually really good punches. It's just the footwork and the movement to go with it. And
they've got something that you can't teach. You can't teach a great chin. And both these lads have great chins. I want to know what Lorenzo Armstrong's saying in between rounds. I really do. He's the closest we've come to Drunken Master, I think, so far. Let's see, here we go. Ooh, they just stand. I think K is not committing to his strikes as much as before. Once bitten, twice shy. Just keeps going with kicks, kicks, and those will break an arm if you take them the wrong way. High kick, open side kick there from Lorenzo. Goes up high.
There's a lot of swapping techniques. Now going to see Kane throw a kick back there.
There's your jab. There's your jab, Chris. And there's another one.
There's a jab.
They've discovered the jab.
Oh, look. The kicks are good, but the thing is, you throw a head kick, especially round 3 when it's a bit labored, you can see it coming a mile away.
Yeah, southpaw double. Left hand, left high.
Let's get some of those. A jab, just a nice jab cross, and then rip the body in there. Move, Armstrong. See?
Oh, he stands up with his hands down, and I think that's the difference right now. It's just that he's gone to the body more often. It's really hard for K to get his... he eats one off the chin, too. K to get his breath back and to commit to shots.
Armstrong just is very vulnerable over those body shots. He basically drops both hands to unload on the body, but in range, it almost looks like he's hitting the bag in the gym.
He's also looking at everything he's throwing at, which is funny. He looked down when he threw the leg kicks there. Mouse under the right eye of Lorenzo Armstrong. And, man, Alex K's body's just chewed up.
Yeah, I feel like both fighters, you know, in the gym, they could do some pad rounds where they have to, you throw in some feints and then exit on angles, and they would just both be so good.
Yeah, they got to focus on their lateral movement. Then he comes forward with the right hand again and into the body.
Just see that, Steve.
I'd like to see him come up top, you know.
Yeah. But he's unloading with his hands down and his chin up.
There's a minute 15 remaining, and honestly, it's all to play for here because either man could drop the other in a moment, but now it's Lorenzo turning him. Armstrong's turned him here. He goes back to the body. I would say first round, I would have thought a finish was inevitable. But here I'm watching the time run down, and I'm loving seeing this. 1 minute left. Kick under the arm.
It's going to be hard to score. Especially now, Kay coming back strong. Control in the middle of the octagon.
Interesting, I haven't seen any shifting during the striking. So he switched positions. And then, oh! The big head kick! And he sits him down with that. That's the thing, though. When you're throwing left hands, they start to slip out to the other side. Head movement was the killer.
Fantastic kick there. Beautiful kick from Armstrong.
What were you saying? What were you saying between rounds?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? We are entertained, Mr. Armstrong. We certainly are. We certainly are. I'm gonna have to get this guy on the mic in a few moments here, Chris.
I'm enjoying that. Nice gladiator reference.
Definitely got it. Definitely got it. Big head position.
16 years old, I tore my MCL and ACL. No one helped me. No one made it back.
He's come back from a huge knee injury, he was telling us.
Yep. He says he's back in. Yep. He's saying that they don't have the heart to come back from it because nobody was on him.
From Cardiff.
I train everywhere. I don't discriminate between gyms. I'm not loyal.
Men, go celebrate. I'll get you on the mic in a minute.
I'm loyal to the same with you.
Go enjoy. Starting the interview early. I like it. He's 2 steps ahead.
Yeah, stunning.
God,
Stunning
dropped in the first,
and so
gets the
much
finish in the
emotion.
third. I love that. I love that. You couldn't write that. Well, you could.
Well, he just came over to us and he was telling us about, very young age, he's had a pretty horrific knee injury and he's come back and now he's won a cage fight and represented his hometown of Cardiff and a huge victory as well. What a kick. I mean, that's going to be on some YouTube highlight videos for a long time, that kick.
We got the scream of lamentation there from Alex K. Not very happy, obviously, when you get the knockdown in the first. It was very, very close, but that was a great stoppage from Alan Jackson there. He was completely wobbly, he fell down. Let's go to the announcement. I'll get Armstrong on the mic in a moment.
After 2 minutes and 20 seconds for the third and final round, by knockout for the fight from in the blue corner, Lorenzo Armstrong. And please make some noise for the Alex K. I'll say it again. What a great contest that was. Make some noise.
What an amazing fight we just had here at Battle Arena Gloucester. Both fighters put it all out there on the line. And my man Lorenzo Armstrong was dropped at the end of round 1, but to rally and the comeback, I mean, pretty much round 1, round 2. It was a close round 3. I think Lorenzo was just picking it and then landed that huge shot at the end. Fantastic performance by Lorenzo Armstrong. I know he's got a lot to say. He was screaming, "Are you not entertained?" Which is a nice quote. Russell, who's the Russell from Gladiator? Oh no, everyone listening to this is going to be screaming down the mic. That Russell. Oh. It's going to bother me now. So looking forward to this interview. I know that Lorenzo Armstrong's got a lot he wants to get off his chest, and we're going to go live over to Steve now and catch up with your winner, Lorenzo Armstrong.
All right, well, I'm here with your winner in the featherweight division, Lorenzo Armstrong. Lorenzo, you got knocked down at the very end of the first. It looked dire for you, and then you started coming back. Tell me about your mentality. How did you dig deep? How big is that heart? You've got two-time sized heart. Tell the people at home.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't think that this would happen. Like I just, everyone said it was a war. Like, and I didn't know it was a war. I just kept going. I didn't even care about the knockdowns. I just knew, like, if I was in the fight, I was lucid. I was lucid the whole day. It was like a fucking dream. It was surreal. It was just like I trained for the whole thing, for that head kick, body kicks all day. I have fucking fast kicks. Like I throw them like jabs, and I just it's just I came back from.
I can totally tell. I can definitely tell.
Surgery when I was 16.
I can tell you're emotional right now, Lorenzo. You did really, really great. We really look forward to seeing you back here at Battle Arena. You really.
Here, December 4th. Is there a December 4th card in Cardiff?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it,
Yeah,
buddy. We'll get him. Lorenzo Armstrong. Let's look for him. The night's yours, buddy. Go celebrate, and we're gonna go back to the action in the cage.